Good evening. Oh, yeah, it is evening now. I'm used to streaming, so yeah. This is one part of Team Screaming activity, as usual, and we're back in grim darkness of 31st millennium, and we're playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we arrived in Ricard's system and, well, learned about our situation. We're lacking Navigator, we're lacking Agents Prime, and we're lacking quite a bit of crew that were lost during insurrection. Now we are looting Eurec V, which is a Navigator sanctum, but there has been an insurrection there as well, or at least a rebellion. So, let's see. What do we have here? We still have some recently opened quite a few rooms, and there might be some lootables there. There will be some lootables there. Otherwise, why would those doors have been locked? And we have opened the way to laboratory, so we can reproduce a key for the elevator. We need to get to the upper levels of this station. Carapace chestplate. Ah, it is actually better. We might use it. So, first of all, we want to give Idira a sniper rifle for her secondary weapon. Oh, well, it's not exactly a sniper rifle, it's a lasgun, long las. She will be quite good with using it. Then, regarding armor, this will give her extra protection, so we can give her carapace chestplate. But honestly, let's give it to us. We will have to move a wee bit closer with our current setup to the front, so carapace chestplate will keep us safe and allow us to survive for longer. No. Yeah, that's our armored body glove, so we might as well just store it all in the cargo. Now, we have looted everything from this maintenance chamber, I guess. We have opened all the doors that we could. Ah, there's some more lootables. What's this? Grands plus bonus. Willpower. Lore. Okay. So willpower bonus is granted to knowledge, to lore, sorry, to warp lore. And currently, let's see, in the inventory, I think the character with highest, or no, are we really the person with the highest warp lore? It seems so. But the Idira has higher willpower, so 36. We have 40, and we would gain 43. Yep, nope. Yeah, but this is a headgear, and we are already using headgear for goggles. So, yeah, let's leave that on Idira. For now.
Say no more.
Let's... oh boy. So, heresy has found its way into the walls of the esteemed house. It is Black Day for Navis Nobilite. But that was...
if such is the Emperor's will.
Okay. Did those statues just... oh. Oh. Those statues just bled and were changed. Interesting. That didn't happen previously. Previously they were normal. Did something change with that statue? No, it didn't. But this one, this Explorator statue has changed. So Warp did that. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. And both of these statues have been altered in some way. If you checked out the previous episode, yeah, they definitely look different. Ooh, small things. Oh, okay, let's try this medic check. Nope. Someone disrupted the experiment in the most brutal fashion. It's impossible to determine what was inside. Oh well, we can't win every time. Biogel, black water, and unidentified asset. Fair enough. Let's see. Talisman of Changing Ways. Oh my. Somebody likes Siege here. The Chaos God of Change.
A nice little stroll.
Indeed. Psy Crystal. Alright. Some goods. Ooh, just the flesh sample. Now, what do we have here? Another data crypt. So now we have 3 of them. And what is this? A caustic stench of reagents sears your nostrils, and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wanted to destroy the laboratory or find something. Well, we don't know. Whom's or what wanted to find something. Lady Cassius Medicae. Anything? They all just lost their minds. Please don't kill me. Well, we aren't here to kill her. Let's see. Goods. Oh, more readables. Research notes from Navis Laboratorum. Custodian Fortunata Orselio, Part 12. Did we have Part 13? Yes, we did. More and more servants are being influenced by the Immaterium, and it has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated react most unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. I strongly recommend finely grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you will not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. The tech priests bless the data crypt age 41 oak for the calculated number of chrono turns, which means it is no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. The data crypt age 40 co malfunctioned over the course of our research. I should remind the technomats to deliver this sacred mechanism into Magos Dioctius' capable hands. Dioctius's capable hands. Okay, so another experiment. We have notes about 2 successful experiments. We might do something with them. So, were there any other goods here? Yes, there were. What's this? Okay, information. Laboratory Journal Age 4045 LS. Experimental section. The child's influence on the psycho-emotional state of various representatives of the Imperium. Access level Orselio T Prime. Experiment age 4545-1. Subgroup Lowborn Male. Test subjects exhibit signs of acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day of being placed in a laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. So they started bleeding, so they started crying blood. Ain't that nice? The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Ain't that fun. Experiment H4545-2, subgroup low-born female. The test subject died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of their skull. Cause of death: severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls or the floors. Oh boy, marvelous. Just marvelous. Experiments. Experiment H4545-3. Subgroup: paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by manufacturum accident. Male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. During Regent Aranto Orcelia's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune, and then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. Experiment for H4545-4. Subgroup: defective offspring of Lord P. Arcelio, pronounced unfit for studying the high arts of navigation owing to the mutation of tissue required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind. Female. The test subject mirrored child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child. Ugh, gruesome. I guess that's why it's called grimdark, but still, gruesome. Yeah. Way too descriptively gruesome. Adamantine. I think we needed it for one of the experiments. And now, let's remake the control rod. Already. Took 10 minutes. So we can restart the elevator back to the upper parts of Eurec V station. And then we can grind up... we don't need to grind up meteorite chunk, but we might as well. As we learned from the experiments in previous episode that we read about, I think here, that meteorite chunk might be used to create colors for the child, but nothing else really. Then we can grind up adamantine. Yes, adamantium. Nope, we don't want to put that there. And then we want to grind up a psi crystal. Now, let us see about the experiments that we know of. I think we can start with this one in part 12 of the notes. And we know that it was using datacrypt H41, okay? Corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals, so we will need to use the corrupted flesh, the ground up psi crystal, wherever did we put it? Or, oh, I didn't pick it up? Let me double check. So the ground up, yeah, we did not. Let's collect those. Ground up crystal and something basic. I will assume that it is water, that they say something basic, so mutated. So before we do it, let's save. My hand might slip. Yeah, so we already inputted mutated flesh. Let me check which data crypt. H41, okay. So H41, okay, that is the right data crypt. For crystalline flask, we will use black water. And as for reagent, crystal dust. Let's see. Oh no, it went boom. Let's reload this one. Let's reload this one. So it might have been a biogel that we had to use. Something more basic. Because it required corrupted flesh. Yes, it's already there. It was 41. Okay. Yep, that's the crypt. And then let's go with biogel. Something more basic than acid. Plus crystal dust. There we go. This worked. So what do we get here? Adaptive antidote. Grants immunity to toxic damage and inflicts -10 penalty to toughness until the end of combat. It might be useful at some point. Let's hold on to it. So, what's next? We have one more experiment. Part 13. So, Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of the skin. Dust and Blackwater, this was the worst idea. It didn't make important. Adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of lowbone to a degree. Yeah, let's... Yeah, I know where to put the consumables. So, let's go with Navigator flesh. We know that... oh, so which one was it? Which data crypt was used in the experiment? Can't see. Let me double check. Information. All of the data related to the experiment was recorded in data crypt K04. Oh, okay. So that is the data crypt for this experiment. This one, yes. Then, as for a catalyst, well, the Blackwater wasn't useful, so probably acid and adamantine dust. Nope, so it was Blackwater that we needed. Okay, load game. Or we will need to use uncorrupted flesh. Let's see. Let's experiment a bit here. So, again, adding Navigator, flesh sample. It is resistant to the warp. Adding, yes, this data crypt. Then, as a catalyst, the Blackwater. And then adamantine dust. Nope, it goes boom. So... Okay, most likely then it's not Navigator flesh. Fair enough, then we use normal flesh. Yes, we use normal flesh. Yes, normal flesh. Data crypt. This data crypt. Adding acid and adamantine. There we go. So this should create something that resists warp. Right? Yes, elixir of warp neutrality. Grants immunity to warp damage and inflicts a -10 penalty to fellowship. But the users can deal warp damage until the end of combat. So this would be bad for any Psyker, because Psykers usually deal warp damage, meaning we can't give this to Idera, but for other party members this could be helpful, so yeah. We'll see, maybe we will use that at some point. And now let's just blow up the machine. We still have Navigator, flesh sample, this data crypt connector. As a catalyst, we have Blackwater, and then just, you know, meteorite dust. It shouldn't create anything, it will just go boom. That's it. We have done everything we could here.
Something ominous lurks ahead.
Now, we learned from all of the previous reading that, well,
An expected result.
the Keeper Felek was not, well, honest with us.
Marching on.
We should talk to him a bit about, well, his lies. Let's see.
Felek Orcelio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there is some healthy color under the scales of his cheeks.
You dealt with the threats and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation might cost my mistress her life.
Idiota suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling.
The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks so poor and flimsy, they fall at the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor. So, who is it? Who do you see behind the masks? My whispers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern. Tell me more. What paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Thank you. Everything is clear now.
But we clearly know who is lying to us. Idiota nods tiredly and glances at Felek out of the corner of her eye.
This station has enough problems without your sorcery, psycha.
Felek waves Idiota off and looks at you expectantly.
I have many questions regarding what happened on the station. You think they are worth the life of my mistress? The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors.
Felek gives an indifferent shrug.
That's why they are insane. Will you really heed ramblings of retainers who dare to raise their hand against the scion of noble bloodline? The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses I discovered were either unarmed or feeble. Did you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half of my guards butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, and disabling the security systems. Too many things require special access. Access available only to the keeper of the station. As I am sure you are aware that there are two keepers on the station, your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orcelio, the damned old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen Eurec V and our noble line. I listened to the recordings of private conversations between station's officers. You were very lenient toward them, purposefully neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, that is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home.
The keeper spits out last few words with particular bitterness.
Well, I didn't add the bitterness. Oh well. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station's systems, but Theobald stayed at his hide the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol.
which means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe later, or Felek's stern face twists in disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who is going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left. By the God Emperor, you will keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. Enough. I would not trust you as far as I could throw you, Felek or Celio. It really is time to end this. Felek squares his shoulder and gestures to his guard. I was hoping to find an ally in you, but now you are merely delaying the sorrowful end of your story. Prepare to die.
More enemies
Oh.
face judgment. We are truly blessed this
Okay.
Stand your ground!
Alrighty then. I was expecting a bit more of a conversation, but alright. So, there are quite a few of them. There's less. Who goes first? Felek? Then that bodyguard, then this bodyguard. So everyone on that flank goes first. Alright. Then I should stay here with Beatrice. Abelard. And Argenta goes next. And these guys are next in line. She'll have to deal with this guy first. So I might as well set Argenta here. Abelard and I, all of us, we go after them. Okay, let's set Abelard here and Idira. Yeah, I don't really know. Here, I guess? Let's see how this pans out. Okay, he missed. He hasn't had the chance to use all of his Navigator tricks just yet. Okay, still missing. Good. Okay, Argenta's turn. We want to do run and gun.
without deeds is worthless.
And then we want to open fire upon this guy. Oh, come on, really? I know it's not that many. It's 35%, but still.
Justice for the weak.
Oh, shit. This is gonna be so bad. He will shotgun us so hard. Okay, that guy didn't move. That's interesting. Ah, he hit Abelard. Yeah, the most dangerous is this fuck. And of course he... God damn it. Oh. Fuck. Okay, let's do this. Can we shoot you? Yes, we can. I will send Abelard in that direction first, though I will give Argenta. Yes, the voice of command. Do your worst. Now you killed him. Turn too late. But okay, fair enough. Now, that's our turn. Abelard, dodge.
Was that you? Or
Uh-huh. So, what would the warp lightning do? Really, it would just... Why can't you use it there? But that shouldn't stop you from... Well, whatever. Okay, then move here.
in the Empyrean.
We'll do this. And then swap to sniper rifle. Yes, 95%. Take him out. There we go. Idira, my girl. So she did that now. Oh, she got an extra turn because she killed that guy. Good, she can move here and shoot that Felek's bodyguard. Again with the sniper rifle, 75%. Let's try. No, 19 damage is okay. That was okay-ish. So, Abelard. Well, I guess we'll move him up here. And strike at the Felek's bodyguard with a charge. And then... Yep, okay, they're down and we can endure. Okay, the situation got a bit better, but we need to, deal with Felek. His warp curses are bad. Oh, but they hit Felek more than they hit Abelard, which is even nicer. So, who goes next? That guy. Alright, and let's move Argenta in and allow her to open fire. She was out of ammunition there. Sheesh, okay, about this. Can you hit him? Oh, but you can't shoot again this turn. Fine. Let's end the turn. Okay, she's in cover. That's great. That's not that great. But... Ooh! We're at high momentum. Okay, then. We give Abelard voice of command. Yes, and then we give him finest hour. There we go. Abelard goes here. Then cleaves. Can he? Really, he can't do the cleave that hits both opponents? Well.
Gray hair.
The Felek or Celio is the biggest trouble. There. He's down. And Abelard still has one attack. Good. And now we will give Abelard extra 2 actions to finish off this guy. And he can endure again. As for us, well, we can't really move. Can we shoot that guy? 26%. We'll miss most likely. Yep. But it was worth a try. Now, Idira. So, again.
Will do.
Let's expose more weakness. And open fire. If she would hit, it would have been quite a lot of damage. Okay, then let's expose weakness. There. Abelard's turn. He can't really get... Oh, actually, if he moves a bit closer, he can charge. Yes. At this bodyguard and take him out. There we go. And... Yep. Endure again. Argenta needs to reload. Yeah, I should have taken reload feat. No. We'll do it next level up. So Felek's bodyguard opens fire. We still stand. We actually need to take cover here so that we are not in an open. Can we? Yeah, Idira is too far away. If we move here, maybe. Nope, we can't give her a voice of command. We can't do anything with Abelard. Fine, let's just open up a barrage of our own. Okay, we did take them out. That's our turn. Idira can move closer. Can she? Yes, she can. Analyze the enemy and let's see. Can she... Ooh, 86%. Come on, no whammy. There we go. That's all of them. We dealt with treacherous Felek or Celio and his goons. A shotgun. We already have one. We don't need another. We are just fine. Yep, all of that can go... Yeah, we already looted him. Let's loot this guy here. And now we need to loot Felek himself. What does he have there? Armored body glove? We don't really need those. We have outgrown it. Now that's the second control rod. Ooh, yes, +5 crit chance, plus 5% hit chance and 3% critical hit chance. We will give that to better las gun. We will need that. We will give this to Argenta. Now, staff of House Orcelio, only used for navigators. Well, let's pick it up. It might be useful. And dead shot stub revolver. That one will go to Abelard. Oh no, not everything. We want the revolver and we want the Ritobi pattern las gun. There we go. Okay, let's collect that and equip ourselves. We want to take the Ritobi pattern las gun as our main weapon. It is better. Yes, it has more damage but less penetration. Well, we'll survive with that. Then, because Abelard has quite a lot of strength, he can use dead shot revolver. Yep, instead of a stub revolver. And Argenta will take the tactical goggles. For her, extra hit chance is all we need, because if she hits, oh, she's just devastating, and more times she can hit, the more devastating she'll be. So this goes... You really? Okay, now we can put it there. Good. So, this is everything on the first floor. Let's continue. We can head up. What's the main higher chambers of Eurec V?
A pale figure with unnaturally long limbs stands with her arms raised, her hands deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continuously streams from her scarlet misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitch nervously as you approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on a young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. As the otherworldly creature's gaze slides over you, your entire core shudders in terror. Flashes of past warped nightmares re-emerge from the shadows of your memory and paralyze your will. You gasp for air in terror, drowning under the crashing wave of pain. You cannot catch your breath. Hot tears burn on your cheeks. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to you? Why do you feel so lonely and in so much pain? Do these feelings even belong to you? Idira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, ow, ow! As if my own little pals weren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her! Heresy! Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head and her white hair veils her face.
Okay, so let's use our Iconoclast follower feature. Overcome the crushing despair. I know why I'm here, and so I will stand strong against any illusion.
You direct all your attention inward to your heart currently shackled by another's suffering. under the gaze of your burning inner eye, the despair and pain begin to dwindle. The darkness in your soul dissipates, the lump in your throat shrinks, and you discover that you are standing in front of a bizarre creature, a young woman whose tears you seem to have dried along with your own.
Okay, we didn't even need to do any other check. Interesting.
She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both the sob and the howl of a small wounded animal.
What is happening? Is someone calling my name? Are the betrayers dead already? And you, who are you? I like the second one. I'm looking for a navigator to join my crew. You look like you'll do. Let's go with the first one. Beatrice von Valencius. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Unease settles over her features, and she nods cautiously.
Pardon my manners, Beatrice. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow of our house. What is this? I feel faint.
The heavy-set old man who has been kneeling nearby erupts into a low sob. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them.
The child, Lady Cassia. Where are you, sacred child? Throne preserve.
Despite his venerable age, the Navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side.
You.
The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet-black veins, and his bulging milky eyes bear striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk.
My eyes fail me, but they are unable to make you out either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orsilio down upon your head.
Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his.
Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed whoever you are.
Abelard places a hand on his weapon.
So let's use persuasion. It's our highest. 100%. Nice. Commerce as well. At present, I'm trying to determine what is happening on Eurac V.
I'll grant that you do not look like the pirates who have come coveting riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felek's service. So who are you?
Abelard, introduce us. I will use this option as much as I can. We will use the Abelard introduction.
Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Beatrice von Valencius, heir to the greatest protectorate in Corona's expanse, the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, extends her greetings. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always makes an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal with the benefit that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House Orsilio asks a service of you. Save the life of a child in exchange for further cooperation. For future cooperation, do not hurry to answer. Think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide.
What is the curse that has taken hold of everyone in this room?
Eobald frowns.
Curse? You do not understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. And if the child wants blood, the world's turn crimson. The child's will is the will of the great T.S.A, for she is the heir of House Ocelio. And they call me dangerous with my witchcraft?
It dear mutters under her breath.
Well, that was too loud for a mutter, but fair enough. You look frightened.
The fish eyes look at you with unwavering dignity.
You were not supposed to see me, or Felek, or the sacred child. Navigators are highly paid for their loyal service to the Imperium according to his will. No one would dare judge the guides of humanity. The chosen, the galactic sovereign himself.
What service do you ask of me?
Hope glimmers in Navigator's milky eyes.
He is indeed the blind one.
Save the sacred child. Take her away from this station. I fear I do not have long left.
A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's shin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain.
Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Taranto, acting head of House Ocelio in Coronos Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort.
I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about the girl.
Argenta looks at Cassia, and painful furrow appears on her brow.
Such a fragile thing with such heavy burden upon her shoulders. You are talking as though you expect to die here.
Theobald shrugs indifferently.
My service to House is coming to an end. The wounds Felek inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying. Raise the throne slowly enough to see the child is taken care of.
I want to know what happened between you and Felek.
Felek is my wayward student. He came to Eurec V as callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasures. The heir of the house, our sacred child, to revel in power with others like him, casting our house into abyss, to prevent the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novators, T.S.A Ocelio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the Novator's throne.
Felek accused you of treachery, Theobald. Why should I trust your words?
Defending myself before a stranger. I never thought I would fall so low.
The old man looks at the unmoving Cassia and shakes his head in resignation.
If the child's life were not at stake, very well, I have no choice or proof of my innocence. I can give you my word as a member of Navis Nobilite, if the honest word of an honorable man counts for anything with you. I guarded the station against calamity and incursions from without to the best of my ability. I forced the wardens to strictly observe security protocols. I personally selected every servant, and I faithfully protected the child during the coup. Okay, well, he lost the station. Fair enough. I believe I have made my decision. Is that so? Please share your thoughts. Cassia will come with me. Good. That is good.
The old man nervously licks his lips.
But do allow us to say our proper farewells.
Theobald.
Wake up, my mistress, my sacred child. It is all over now. It is over.
Voice acting!
What happened? You. I remember you. Have you come to save us?
Child, please, listen to me very carefully. One last time. You will now embark on a voyage with this lady to rejoin the house and its regent in the Corollas expanse. I will not be able to accompany you on this journey.
No! Not you too! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! You're coming with me! Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
Mistress, I fear this will be your only order that I dare to disobey. I am the keeper of Eurac V, and alas, I have less than a day in me. Allow me to serve you one last time and honor my final duty to House Orselio. I will remain on the station and destroy the secrets it holds.
Oh, Theobald.
Forgive the urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
But this is my home.
Please, child, do not be stubborn. Remember your duty to the house, and let those thoughts bring you strength.
What are you going to do to me?
Let's see. So, we can either sign a contract with her. Protection. Oh. Let's go with the third one, I guess. Lady Cassia, let us aid one another. Become my navigator, and I shall restore you to House Orselio at the earliest opportunity.
Theobald Orselio nods slowly.
Do not fear what is to come, child. You are ready to guide any vessel. I know this because I taught you myself. And it is difficult to imagine more worthy companion than a rogue trader. Remember, your safety is of paramount importance. Get to the Great Regent and fulfill your destiny.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Eurac V is still full of people loyal to House Orselio.
All who can be saved will be given succor on board my ship.
Lady Navigator ponders your words for a short while.
Accompanying a rogue trader on their travels is an honor for any navigator. Let us go. I can no longer bear the sight of the deathly pale shadows that drape the bodies of the fallen.
So, we just leveled up. And what's this? It's It is as if the painting was rendered by several different hands. The timid, uncertain lines are interlaced with rough and furious strokes, coming together in arcane shapes. Interesting. And what's this? While no one appears to be living in the cage, somebody still filled the broth with dried fruit and fresh water. Broth. Yes, that is a word. Let's see. Lady Cassie's defender, servants. Lady Cassie's Medicae. So we have saved most of the people here that we could save. Let's see if there isn't something that we can loot. Oh, we didn't take Cassia with us.
So shall it be?
She is using officer archetype as well. Lady Navigator's private library is bringing with essays, novels, and personal accounts from the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium.
It is my destiny to traverse the unknown.
So get some goods. So we will be able to double up on anything. No, we'll be able to double tap in commanding our fellows. So let's level up now. We have extra rank. What is available for us? Okay, so we did the commanding voice previously. I don't want to go with personal oversight. Officer resolve was increased by +3, so it would be at 10 at that point. So we would each of our turns it would give us +10 momentum, which is interesting. But what else do we have? Officer, the ally gains additional MP equal to, including any extra turn adjacent to the officer. No. Iron Discipline. Allies affected by officers' abilities gain a bonus to all resistance. That's equal to 2 times officer's willpower bonus. Yeah, we don't have that high willpower. We are more of a fellowship officer. The target of Bring It Down gains +1 AP if they finish their extra turn using this ability with 0 AP. They will suffer 3 direct damage. Why? So that's because of the willpower. No. What's more? So more than possible? Nope. Lasting impression. Half of the bonus granted by the voice of command remains until the end of combat. This bonus does not stack with itself or with bonus granted by voice of command, but does not count as officer ability. But does count as an officer ability effect for the purpose of other talent effects. This might be good. Whenever a heroic act is used in combat by any character, the officer's next attack will cause 0 AP. Ooh. Whenever the officer makes an attack, they gain +5 fellowship until the end of combat. Again, leader's assault. Interesting. That might help us, that might push us more to be more active with our attacks. Whenever an officer uses an officer archetype ability 2 times in 1 turn that does not grant an extra turn, they gain the Stand Witness effect. Stand Witness. The next officer's archetype ability that does not grant an extra turn will also affect the officer. I don't think we have that many of those abilities. Armor of Contempt. Whenever an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent that grant temporary wounds, the ally's armor is increased by +10% for 1 round. Does not stack. Okay. Allies under effect of officer's abilities gain bonus to their weapons skill equal to... okay. Weapons skill. So, close combat. Seize the initiative. I rather liked Lasting Impression or Heroism. I will go with Lasting Impression for this level up. And we can improve something. Our fellowship is at 60. Our willpower is at 35. We should push it to 40. Because there are some abilities that use willpower. And this will help us with some of our abilities.
There. So that we can resist some warp effects better. As for Abelard, well, for him it's more clear cut. Do we see? That's all the abilities he can get. For him, I want the taunting scream, so that he can pull more opponents towards himself. And then athletics. He is our athletic guy. Athletic old man. Yep, that's what he's gonna do. Now, next, Idira. So, let's see. Available talents. Nope. We are looking again at all the Psyker talents that we can get. Let's see. And what's the Faintbringer? The ally is under effect of at least one psychic power, gains additional armor penetration. That would be good for Abelard. At the beginning of every combat, the Psyker ally has gained plus 15. The first to remove this effect, maybe. The first dodge attempt of every enemy in combat suffers 7 penalty. Currently it would be 14% penalty to dodge. Maybe. From another source other than Aftershock, target suffers half as much mental damage at the end of its next turn. Interesting. Enemies that have taken damage from the Psyker at least one suffers a minus 10 penalty to all resistance tests against the Psyker until the end of combat. Interesting. Enemies that have failed willpower resistance against any of the Psyker's psychic powers will suffer an additional... She's more of a buffing Psyker for us. Pain channeling. More damage of the target. The excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. Interesting. Okay, enemies that become target of Psyker's psychic powers gain a stacking minus 5 penalty to their dodge and parry until the end of combat. This is interesting. Yeah, no. After every 6th use, weak heart. Enemies currently inflicted by blind, stun, immobilize, and prone effects by Psykers suffer plus 10% more damage. We currently don't do blinded, stun, immobilized, or prone. But later on it might come in handy. Enforce reality, what does that do? Using heroic act by the Psyker decreases whale degradation by 3. That will come in handy. So I think... yeah. Visions of Doom for now. And what was the other ability called? Back. We should mark it most likely, so yeah. Visions of Doom, and then where was it? Thriving in Peril? No. Enforce Reality possibly next, or Weak Hearts later on. Oh no, after, yeah, this one. Visions of Doom. Now then, she has... we can still improve her willpower, so we are gonna improve her willpower. Because that and her Psi rating is what her abilities scale off of for most part. Argenta, my dear. Let us see. Actually, yeah, I wanted to check. Ooh, so that reduces required strength value for heavy weapons by 25. So if it's 60 normally, it's 35. So we want to add 5 strength to her so that she can pick up the heavy weapons. And then out of all the abilities, I want to give her dash. It will be very useful for her so that she can move more freely around the battlefield. As for Cassia, ooh, she actually gains 2 level ups. Good. Her powers again scale with willpower very nicely, and We're not looking at anything that is not her navigator powers. What we do want to give her is definitely not ebb and flow. There was something more interesting. Unnatural allure. And an additional +1 to fellowship for every navigator talent. Was it under my protection? Well of protection? I think it was unnatural, not allure. No. Where was it? Open to the warp. New. Blood augury. No. Mind over matter. Open to the warp. Strange vitality. Yes. So this will grant Navigator. The Navigator will heal 5 wounds at the beginning of every turn. So she is constantly healing herself. And gains +1 additional wounds for every Navigator talent taken. The healing increases by +1 for every creature killed in between the Navigator's turn. So she can heal herself quite a lot, and she will gain extra hit points. We want that. So we are going with Strange Vitality. Here, nope. We are going with an Unnatural Allure. The Navigator gains +5 to Fellowship and an additional +1 to Fellowship for every Navigator talent and or Navigator power taken. So currently that would be +7, and she is gaining +2 health due to Strange Vitality, because we have taken 2 Navigator talents. She can be more, at later levels, she can be more tanky than even Abelard with this. So now we will improve her willpower again, because due to the scaling, and that is that. Actually, we should check her inventory. Yes, she is quite persuasive due to her high fellowship, and we will give her these gloves for now. We will take them away at some point, and we can give her this helmet so that she does not take that many critical hits if she's aimed at. Auto pistol. Do we want to give her a stub revolver? It sort of is better. It has better range. It has less ammo, but still. So she has some close range weaponry there as well. She can't use medkits, which is a bit problematic here. But we will deal with that as the time comes. And we can just throw the auto pistol away. Nobody needs it. Whew. Let's leave Eurec V. As there's nothing left here, we have gained ourselves a Navigator.
What deeds await us?
Finally.
Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Your heart starts beating furiously, your breaths come short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Vox Master, Cassia waves her away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Of course. When you are ready for the ritual, please let me know.
Well, let us see. What will Cassia tell us?
Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Wigdis, then lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you.
What did you wish to speak about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to look once again into the eyes of the woman whose fame is so great it managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of Eurec V long before we ever met. It is truly you, Beatrice, the person who the whole Expanse and Calix's sector are talking about, and now a rogue trader as well.
I do like these callbacks to us being a propaganda officer that we have been used a lot in Imperial propaganda materials. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's heard about us.
For a few seconds. After a few seconds hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin.
I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped. But you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position, and for that I am immeasurably grateful. I am also deeply grateful that you saved my servants, especially my valet. Uwe served on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend me during journeys to the Materium and what to serve me for breakfast. His presence envelops me in a cloak of amber. But now,
Cassia throws back her shoulders.
I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but not red. Why do you refuse red paint?
Cassia gestures towards the servants standing beside her.
Uwe will give of his blood before the ritual, as always. I shall ensure that all the necessary supplies are delivered to the Sanctum Navis.
Cassia nods in thanks.
I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. You can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Lord Captain, I will always see the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge, and may the Emperor's light help us all.
There we go.
The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of cloth, pious chanting, and metallic clinking of implants. And then the serene voice of Lady Navigator breaks the silence.
Initiating communion ritual. Come here, Uwe.
The sultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard. Then the low sob of a servant, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, the faint whisper of the brush.
Go.
Footsteps hurrying away.
I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, the amber shadows spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, the storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog. The path from one end to another cannot be seen. And there, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit. Of her? No, of me. Its frozen rays lie. The spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone.
The Voxmaster recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily.
My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection restored now. It will not happen again. Yep. Continue the ritual. Cassia, are you all right there?
So, shredding screaming drowns out the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, their throats raw from the strain, and then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate.
It appears servants were part of Lady Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessor. I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked.
You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clinking.
By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chamber to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Spare me a few moments of your time, please. There are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I want to report on the condition of the station Eurec V. Had you opted to begin your visit to the Ricard system with a different destination, the station could have become critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to immediately visit the representatives of Navis Nobilite bought us precious time. We can either send our forces to dismantle the station and procure technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as we can. We want to gather the components for the ship. Yep, as you command, Lord Captain. Your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still looking for an Agency Prime. Both the vessel and its machine spirit are in desperate need of oversight by the experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and much more importantly, we have not yet located Henrik Swan Kellogg's, the right hand of Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for sure he was not at Eurac V, so keep this in mind when making any future plans. Thank you, Vigdis. This will be all for now. As you please, as it pleases you, Lord Captain. And with that, we are done for this episode. We have been here again for longer than an hour, but we have resolved our issues in Eurec V and gained a navigator to boot. So we are moving forward, and hopefully soon we can find the Agency Prime as well. Our next stop will be the prison planetoid that we have not yet explored, but that will happen next time. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, you can find this on YouTube, and you can wait for our streams that are not of Rogue Trader on Saturdays. Goodbye.